Jesus talked a lot in his ministry about the value of listening. In Mark 8 and again in Matthew 18, it is recorded that Jesus became frustrated and said in an exasperated way, "You have ears, but you don't listen." Have you ever known anybody like that? Most of us have the capacity to hear, and I'm pretty sure most of us were born with ears. But sometimes we end up like this cartoon, which is very sad. "I'm sorry, dear, I wasn't listening. Could you please repeat what you've said since we've been married?" We laugh, but we also, on some level, identify with not being heard, or all of a sudden recognizing that we're not listening. Listening is a very important skill, not only just for our lives as humans, but for ourselves as a spiritual practice. For when we don't listen, we miss out. We miss out on connections that we could have to help or to support people in need. We miss out on intimacy. We miss out on receiving insight or wisdom from Spirit. Failure to listen leads to misunderstandings. It leads to disconnection, and it leads to a feeling of separation. When we listen more, we can actually be present and aware of what's happening right in front of us and what wants to emerge. When we listen more, we are actually available to the wisdom and guidance of God. So the question becomes, how well do you listen? Let's take the listening quiz. This is actually a very private and personal quiz. I don't want to know your answers, but I want you to know your answers. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, or that you listen the best, how well do you listen to the people that you're in relationship with? How well do you listen to your spouse or your partner? How well do you listen to your friends or your parents or your children or other family members? How well do you listen to your coworkers or to your fellow retirees? How well do you listen? How well do you listen to yourself? How well do you listen to what's going on in your heart and what's going on in your body? And how well do you listen to God? These are questions that only you can answer. But as you become aware of where you are, you can actually take action to be in a different place if you want to be in a different place. Listening is a gift we can give ourselves. Listening is something that we can open our heart up to. Listening, however, is not something that's very valued in our current culture. What's really valued is speaking. When you are speaking, you are seen as powerful and prestigious and important. And very often in our current culture, when we see somebody who's listening, they're viewed as submissive or weak. So really, in conversation, the question becomes, are you speaking or are you waiting to speak? Are you speaking or are you pretending to listen while you're thinking about what you're going to say next? I mean, that happens, yes? It happens. It happens. And what about all the other chatter that's going on in our brains? What about all that cacophony of noise that's going on in our mind that's really not listening to what's happening in front of us, but thinking about, oh my goodness, I'm worrying about the future, or oh my goodness, I'm regretting the past. All the time recognizing that the key to being in relationship, to being valued and to being loved, is to actually listen to the other person. And all the time recognizing that it is when we are in the silence that we can actually deepen our own spiritual practice. But deepening our own spiritual practice is something we desire, but sometimes we get uncomfortable when we go into the silence. All of a sudden everything is quiet. There's no noise. And our uncertainty kicks in, or our anxiety can kick in, and we start to want to fill the space. But we cannot deepen our spiritual practice unless we become silent. Unless we do how the great psalmist invited us to do, be still and know that I am God. The great theologian Paul Tillich said that the first law of love is listening. The first law of love is listening. How do you feel when someone listens to you? Do you feel important? Do you feel valued? Do you feel recognized for having the feelings that you're having the experience that you're having? I know for me, when I'm listened to, I know that I'm supported, I know that I'm loved, and I'm appreciated. Being listened to is not about getting your way. It's about fully presencing what you're thinking and where you are in life. Being fully listened to by another, or us listening to God, is about presence. It's about coming home. It's about remembering that whisper of spirit. It's about recognizing what our holy purpose is. It's about our soul saying, yes, yes, this is what I was born to do. I don't know how much you are aware of the whole practice of numerology, but numerology is very interesting right now, because if you count up the numbers from 2016, 2 plus 1 plus 6, you get 9. So 2016 was a year of endings. It was a year of completions. But if you add up 2017, it's 2 plus 1 plus 7, which equals 10. You can't have a double-digit number, so you go 1 plus 0, those 2 digits, and you get 1. 1 is the number for new beginnings. It's all about recreation. It's about forming. It's about taking something new and birthing it. So 2017 is a very powerful year for us, because we have ended whatever we needed to end, and we're ready to birth whatever needs to be created and experienced new in us. And isn't that interesting that here we are, January 1st, a 1-1, double-powered creation, new beginning kind of day, and we're doing White Stone Ceremony. White Stone Ceremony is all about listening to Spirit, listening to our soul, opening ourselves up to the vastness of the universe by listening. Isn't that totally cool? And isn't it totally cool that we're doing it based on this scripture? Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives this. And before we get off numerology, I just want to point out the chapter and the verse. Okay? 2 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So it is a 1. It's a super powerful new beginning. January 1st, 1-1, in a 1 year, with a 1 verse to do and enter and usher and open ourselves up to white stone. At the time this was written, the white stone was a symbol of freedom, and that you no longer were in debt. How about that? So does everybody have a symbol of their freedom? And if you don't have a symbol of your freedom, I have a really big symbol of my freedom right here. Raise your hand and our welcome team will come get you a symbol of your own freedom. This is an open, clean slate. Does anybody need one? Everybody has one. Everybody in this room is free. Oh, except for him, but he's going to be free in just a moment. Okay, so when we look at this verse, we have a few keys to our freedom. And the first word that pops out at me in this scripture is the word churches. Because I'm thinking, why are we only speaking to churches? Well, metaphysically, the word church represents thought center. So what we're really saying is we're opening up all the thought centers. We're inviting all the thought centers, or all the minds of humankind to be open to this. The second thing that pops out to me is this is non-discriminatory. It doesn't say only tall people. It doesn't say only Christian people. It doesn't say only white people or only black people, only Muslim people. It says anyone. Anyone who wants to step into a new beginning in consciousness. Anyone who wants to open up their lives. Anyone who wants to emerge. Anyone who wants to expand. Anyone can hear the whisper of the Spirit. That means every one of us in this room is open and available for the whisper of Spirit. No exceptions. And the name that comes to us is the name that comes to us from the inside, from deep inside. Nobody else can tell us what to be. Nobody else can tell us what to do, no matter how hard they try. It has to come from within. It has to be something that is ours. It has to be something that comes from our soul. On this blank slate, a name will be written that no one knows except the one who receives it. So I invite you today to take a hold of this as we come into a time of extended meditation, come into a time of discernment, a time to put on our spiritual ears, to have that experience that we recognize that it's the divine speaking to us. Whether it's a spark that we feel in our heart, a thrill that we feel, a solemn, deep knowing, your personal signature for being aware that the word that you hear is just for you. And this is how we're going to do it. Eileen is going to sing to us. If you want to sing with Eileen, the words are on the screen. You are welcome to. Nancy Clays is going to take us through a beautiful meditation, an extended time of being open to listening. And at the end of that time, take your Sharpie, your permanent marker, and write your name on the stone. You don't have to share it with anybody if you don't want to. But the experience is yours. The gift is yours. The choice for heaven is yours.
Be still and know. as you breathe in the stillness, the energy, as you allow your body to settle down and unwind. I invite you to be aware of the stone that's in your palm. Perhaps you can feel its weight. Perhaps you can connect and know that it is waiting for your word to appear. So as you continue to allow your body to settle, bring your awareness all the way down to your feet. Feel your connection with Mother Earth. It's okay to release to Mother Earth any stress, any tension, any worry. As you empty, to be filled. As you empty the old and prepare for the new. As you breathe and go deeper, deeper within. As you bring your awareness to your heart center. I wonder if you can imagine just tuning in to your beating heart, the rhythm of your system, the energy of your spirit. And as you tune in to your own special heartbeat, you are opening and listening. For it's true, you are free. You are free to begin anew. Freedom means there's absolutely nothing that can hold you back from experiencing. Being in the stillness allows you to feel and be the wondrous light that flows through you. As you continue now to go even deeper down. Perhaps you can imagine with me a beautiful garden. A garden in your imagination. Perhaps your garden is filled with the aroma of flowers. Perhaps there's a water presence. Just be in this quiet, special place, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper still. Because way down deep in your being, there is a stirring, an awakening coming to you, the Word. And whether you know it now or maybe in a little while, it's there. You just need to tune in and listen. So as we enter this time of silence, be aware of your breathing. Relaxing as you inhale, releasing as you exhale, and allowing that stillness, that quiet to descend in you and around you. In the quiet. And now, you can begin to allow that stirring, that sensation in your belly, allowing it to open fully as you prepare not only for this moment, but for what's ahead for you. Allow that word, that name to come up. Allow the knowing that it's right for you. And as the lights come up, and you feel your energy beginning to lift, and you can know that this is your time. This is your moment to fully immerse yourself and be wholly, fully present in the here, in the now, in the today, and all the tomorrows to come. As you begin to open your eyes, feel the energy lifting you up. Take a hold of that pen and let the word appear. Your word, your vision, your name. Coming all the way up, welcoming that aliveness, the healthy, beautiful energy in this room, within you, coming up with a feeling of joy, anticipation, and love for all that we have, for all that we are, for all that we